Hello everyone, and welcome back to Second Life's Travels. We are here at Sarawak today, or at least that's how I think I pronounce it, and this is somewhat of I would call it a rustic marshland island, something to that effect. Maybe something a bit more fantasy thrown in there too, as from what I've seen on some parts of the island that I zoomed over, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at it today, and we already have some bears here to take a look at. Which is kind of nice. I don't usually see bears as part of the scenery in a lot of these places. Usually I see like wolves or... Oh, I didn't even notice this one over here until now. It's usually like bears and like foxes and stuff like that. Or not bears. It's usually wolves or foxes and stuff like that. I don't usually see bears. That's fairly nice. And this is kind of why I say it's a bit marshy, is that it has a very... It's kind of a place I would think I would see around my home, perhaps, like a little bit further south. And I live in like a tropical setting, basically, so... We got a shack here over on the water. I don't know, could you imagine living off of something like this in real life? I'd kind of be scared of it just like something giving away underneath it, just the whole thing like hittering over in the middle of the night while you're asleep or something. I couldn't do it. Alright, this actually looks pretty nice in here. This is with the bit of the rustic sort of idea of it that I was thinking of. Dogs waiting for anything to drop off this table here. Like, I always tend to see a lot of, like, oh, didn't mean for that to happen. Okay, that was probably something mesh nearby that went completely insane. That happens occasionally. I don't think I've had it happen recently, though. That is... I don't know if that's an owl or if that's, like, some sort of owl cat. Doesn't look like exactly an owl. But yeah, I see a lot of, when I go do gacha events and stuff like that, I'll tend to see at least like one or two rustic collections of stuff that's like... It's usually like home decorations that you would see maybe out in the countryside or something like that. And I've always kind of wanted to put one together, but I've never actually thought of how to do that. Ooh, I really like that effect on that bread. Like that little bit of particle mist coming off of them. But I like have a very bad decoration sense. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe this is from the bottom. It says RPG guide, so I'm assuming it's maybe from some form of game that I'm not familiar with. Am I gonna drop if I stop? Yep, I mean, I was holding myself going forward, and that's why I was able to go over, but when I stopped, I fell. Cat's looking at something here, I don't know what. Just off of here somewhere. Okay, so I think that's about it for this little shack, so let's go ahead and head on out. And see what else is around for us on this island. I really do like these sort of places. It's not very laggy at all, which I always like. Ooh. Must be from these, like, mushrooms down here, yep. I always like these forest regions, but a lot of them I tend not to go to because they're very laggy, and I think it has something to do with some of the older types of trees that are used at times. That's the only thing I could think of, because sometimes I'll go to these and they're using, I assume, newer trees that are maybe just mesh or something. I don't know if maybe prim trees make it lag really hard, but there always seems to be that problem with forests, but not so much here, so whatever's being done here, good job, very good job. This looks like it would be like a petite home or something. Maybe that's what that is. Okay, that might be a window, actually. I thought that might have been a door. We got this raccoon over here begging this bear for fish. It's like, please, give me some fish. I haven't eaten in 3 days. I guess this is... Yeah, I think this might be a petite home. It's like a little small room that I assume would be like maybe a one-room house for like a fairy or something. Yeah, we've kind of gotten off the beaten path. There was, I think, a path down there, but I kind of wanted to go a bit, explore, and looks like we're actually heading up on something here, which made me think of this area had a bit of a more fantasy feel. It's this like giant tower here. It's like you just went out of marshland and ended up on like the shores of some elven country. Ooh, do not want to go in the water, apparently. There's a small little spot over here with a tree and a little stool to sit on, or I don't know, stool, pedestal, something along those lines. And we saw whatever was freaking out earlier just go and freak out again. At least this time it cleared up, though. I'm not sure what that's about, but I don't know, something doesn't want to play nice, but and it seems like right in front of this tower is an orchard of sorts, like maybe apples. The green might be pears. I think I saw some oranges around too. Or perhaps the green's just unripe apples. That too. We actually completely passed up a house over that way, which I think we'll get to right after we go through this tower here, which we're standing right in front of already. Nice view of the front, some vines and a crystal growing. I guess a crystal grows. Nice picture of the tower that we're in from, I think, that little island over that way, perhaps. Does this book actually say something? I can't quite tell. Texture is a bit blurred, or I'm not close enough. I'm curious enough to try and take a look. Just from looking at it, I don't think it actually says something I can read. Gaggle of cats hiding in the corner. Whatever was dropping little bits of whatever is coming from up here, I guess. Yep, whoever comes here is definitely a cat fan. Yeah, it looks like there's another set of stairs up here. And this appears to lead us straight up to the top of the tower, which... That's a weird, like, sitting chair. It's a tree. I guess the tree right here is one of the white blossoms was the thing that was throwing particles to the ground. And we got paintings of what looked to be, I think, areas of the sim. In fact, that house that we just saw in that picture is the one that's over here. And we'll go ahead and head on over there right now, in fact. Got some horses. Just letting them res up a bit. Most of the stuff is rezzed up already, but some of the stuff, not so much. This looks like another nicely done area for around a house. Got the little pond here that I assume probably heads out to the main ocean or something along those lines from where that shack is over there. That's where we started. Got some ducks and some ducklings here. I'm kind of trying to figure out exactly... Okay. Yeah, I was trying to figure out exactly, if that bottom part was, resing up as a texture correctly. That was, like, the only thing that was bothering me. Oh, you can just click this and it changes the opacity. What if all your wishes came true? I'd have more time to do Second Life videos. That background actually looks like it. I was gonna say that background looks kind of like the place that was at Fantasy Fair like 2 years ago, or a year ago, or something along those lines. Where the story thing was like in this snowy region, and you had to go to a tower constantly to talk to somebody. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and follow this path a bit, but I think we're gonna go ahead and take a look over these rocks a bit, just to see if there's anything up here as well, because there might be a secret or something on the tip of the mountain. Who knows? Got some deer over here. Actually, we're over here now, so I guess we'll go ahead and check this out first. Appears to be maybe a merchant's boat. I think we're just going to go ahead and circle around back to where the fantasy area with the tower was. Box of papaya. Yeah, this definitely looks like a merchant boat of some sort. That boat probably has a hole in it. I see a fish. Probably a goldfish or something just circling around in there. Whoever did this island did some pretty good work. Like, everything flows really well. Nope, doesn't look like there's any secret at the top of the mountain. Though this gives us a little bit of a peek of the rest of the area that we're heading towards. Towers over there, so the rest of this area over here is where we're going to be heading. Which is basically the other half of the island. Some ancient ruins, perhaps? With a king frog and an angel cat. Perhaps it's some sort of hawk cat, who knows? Ooh, I just noticed the trees actually move their leaves. That's a really nice effect. I don't remember that parrot being there a second ago. Maybe he wasn't there a second ago. There he goes. I don't know if he knows exactly where he's going, but he just took off somewhere really quickly. I guess to go over and bother the sheep. Let's go ahead and take a look at this windmill. There's another, like, winged cat over here this parrot's staring at. Perhaps just edging it on, like, go ahead, try and get me. I'll fly away at the moment you move. And here we have the contrast from the blue we were just in and this yellow field of flowers. Ah, there's nothing actually in here besides some sacks. Can we move the windmill thing? Yes, we can. Very good. I see a trail of birds off of this area over here. I think this area was what I saw earlier that looked like it was probably off-sim. It's probably a fairly nice looking photo shoot opportunity though. Which was what this place was advertised as. It's very photogenic. And I definitely have to agree with that. Yep, it's just a little bit off-sim. It still looks nice. And we'll go ahead and just get right through this brush here. We have something right here which looks like a seat, but there's people there, so we're just going to go ahead and back off. I didn't actually realize there was anybody else here when I checked earlier. I didn't see anybody, but... Well, we got a little wagon here, and it looks like inside are some pictures. Not quite sure if those are of the sim though. It doesn't particularly look like it. Maybe it's from like past sims or something. Oh, there's another picture here. On the side. And we have a donkey just hanging around. And I think the last major thing over here are these ruins off in the water here. And there's also a giant dragon that I've kind of been putting off talking about. We can take a look at this guy right here real quick. Staring off at these stone ruins here. And it's gone again. And we got a little bit more stuff along this. We'll just go along this real quick before we head to those stone buildings. A couple more places to sit. Just little like island, little bits of stuff. You can also already see the tower that we were at earlier coming up on the horizon. Part of a stone foundation here, it looks like. And we've got another runway through the water, which I guess probably permeates through the entire island in some way, fashion, or form. Oh, there's some other dragons here too that I didn't see before. Oh, I can't actually go through there. That's actually surprising. I was expecting to go right through that. Huh. Anyways, we're back over towards the tower again, so that means we've basically seen just about everything. So we're going to go ahead and loop back around now and take a look at those stone buildings on the water as the last thing we look at. Another seat here in the direct sunlight underneath the tree. And we have these almost foggy looking stone monuments here, which appears to only hold a couple things with some plant life, a piano. And that's about it, I think. We also have a couple jars here. But I think that about wraps up our time here at Sarawak. So I will bid you adieu. And I'll see you guys in the next video.